But I think that fight would have gone very different if you were in time there to kill the Warwick before he ults. Oh my lord! Outcome the Urgot here, passive proc. Nice, that actually looks so cool. You passive proc to dodge the Warwick ult. Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to be coaching another Samira player. Today it's going to be Yeti, very nice person, is very new to Samira, which is pretty cool. I'm very curious what a new Samira player's gameplay would look like, and I'm just going to try and see if I can give some tips about positioning, combos, Samira in general, the game in general, because he really wants to improve, he really wants to play Samira, he really wants to climb. He's currently bronze 2 as you can see. So yeah, we're just gonna go over his gameplay. This is their op.gg if you're curious. I asked permission to show this, I'm not just like exposing him. But as you can see, not too many games on Samira, win rate not too great. Pretty decent games though, in the history. But we're gonna be reviewing this game. Scoreline looks okay, he ended up losing the game. We're gonna go over it, we're gonna look at what went wrong and what he could have done better. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and even leave a random comment like would help out my video. So thank you. Also, if you want me to go over your gameplay, feel free to contact me. I actually kinda enjoy doing these. And please don't flame him in the comments, he's a very nice person. New at Samira, bronze 2, which is pretty low elo, but hey, nothing wrong with that, guys. Don't flame him. Alright, here we go. Okay, lots of bronze, iron, sylvan borders. Pretty tough game. So the first thing that I always recommend, and you should be doing this in gem select, first just look at the comps. What do you have on your team? What do they have on the enemy team? And this should kind of come naturally. You don't need to think about this too much. You already know you're probably playing off your Pike hooks, your Pike E, your Pike engage. Malzar ult's pretty good to go on. Xin Zhao, third auto attack knock up. His ult is a knock up. Gwen, not really the best champion to play around, has a slow, no CC. Then the enemy team, W value, you can W a Jinx ult. You can W a Nami Q, Nami R, you can W Aurelia ult, Urgot ult, Aurelia E, Urgot auto attacks, and then you have to look at the CC. What is gonna shut you down this game? And mostly, it's Warwick. Warwick is really annoying for Samira. He's gonna fear you, he's gonna ult you, it's pretty bad. Urgot E, the flip, is also pretty bad for you, and then there's also just Aurelia root, Jinx traps, Nami CC. So Warwick is your biggest threat this game, and you should kind of realize that at the start of the game already. I think this is always a good strategy. Try and cheese level 1. If you go for a hook here level 1, your Pike should kind of be in this bush here, not in the back one. And then like chunking half their health bar level 1, maybe going for an all-in with Pike E or Q, could already get you a free kill. So they're playing pretty far back. This is fine. It looks like you're just kind of pushing for level 2, which is also fine. Your Pike is playing pretty safe. If your supports are bad or play too passively, just ping him, because your Pike ideally should be here right now trying to go for hooks. He should be like threatening to walk up because you guys are about to hit level 2. They're not close to level 2, so you kind of want to be going in here aggressively, trying to go for a hook, trying to go for a play. And if your support doesn't do that, you kind of have to ping them. Because you guys hit level 2 here, they're level 1, but look how far away you guys are. You can't really interact with them now. And if you start walking up now, they're gonna be like, oh damn, they're running at us, we gotta get away. Which is probably what happens, which is probably why this lane is pretty uneventful. Yup. There you go. You kind of have to preemptively run up when you're about to hit level 2. And just ping your Pike forward. Be like, assistance, assistance, on the way, engaged, all-in ping, whichever one it is. Okay, small little hook there, you go for an auto attack, which is fine. Nice Q. Your Pike doesn't really seem to be going for hooks. I would still ping him and be like, hey, go for a hook, bro. If they're this close to the turret, you can't really do that much as Samira. You have to rely on like CC, because you can't E in here because you're just in turret range. So you can auto attack, you can go for Qs maybe, but you can't really E in. Okay, that was definitely a bit of a scuffed combo. I think I understand this though, you can't really walk close to the Pike because you'd be kind of tanking the wave, so I think your positioning is okay, but you kind of want to just maybe just walk up in case he hits his hook. Definitely here you should have walked here, because he is going for a hook. You should already be like trying to right click right now. You should be able to get the passive dash here, maybe even get the knockup passive. Here I would just E in. You're already in E range, just get in there, E in. I wouldn't even worry about the passive here. EQ in, go for a W, and just do the max damage with melee auto attacks. Always remember that your melee auto attacks do more damage than ranged. So I would already be on him here. EQ in, start auto attacking. Because now you kind of went for a really awkward Q that wasn't really in either one of the ranges, and you would hook on the melee one. It's still a good trade though, but that could have been a potential kill, or like definitely more than just the barrier if you just eat in aggressively there. So I keep this open so you guys can kind of see. Also, always remember to ward. If you are aggressively shoving the lane, try and ward either the tri-boost, try and ward this. Like make sure you don't just get ganked for free. So I think you're like after this wave you could potentially go for a ward. Most of first Jinx is just sidestep Ws. You always want to be ready to sidestep a W. This is a bit risky though, you're pushing up way too far without your pike. For some reason your pike's behind you and this is terrible, don't get me wrong, I don't know why he's so far back. He should be next to you threatening a hook. But you have to realize that your support is too far back and you can't really walk up here. Because you could die here. That's fine, I don't think you can commit an E there, there's Jinx traps in the way and you're already fairly low. So you have to keep in mind where your support is. Is he near you? Can I walk up here? Because you can't really just walk up 1v2 most of the time. Your Xin Zhao is hovering, but he's on a ward. Either way, they've been playing pretty safe. I don't think they're gonna walk up. Maybe if Pyke hits a Q here, this could be something. No? Okay. Okay, they're basing, so you shove the lane, which is fine. Personally, I really like going pickaxe over Dirk. Pickaxe feels good to buy, and then if you get a back at one point, you can just buy long swords. Okay, you go base, you get a Dirk. I don't really know how to make the gold show up. Sorry guys, I'm not an expert at replays. Enemy got DC'd. Unlucky. Okay, so your pike is in the base here, which means this is shoving into you. You don't really need to walk up for this. You can just pretty much wait here, wait for the wave to come back. You're on your own here. You can just 1v2. Like, I definitely would not have walked up like this. Even giving up that minion would have been fine as well. You're giving up one minion to save health here. That's pretty worth. Because you just lost your half your health bar for one minion. Be aware that your pike was gone. You can't walk up 1v2. It was pushing towards you already, so you didn't need to go for that. I think your pike is AFK. No worries. It's not even that bad. I mean, it's obviously bad, but you get solo XP here. If you do get far enough, maybe you can go for a 1v2. Level 6 Samira is pretty strong. Good W to Jinx W, and also last hit the meme with it. It's pretty good. So here, I would kind of ping my jungler. This is so risky, because your support is obviously AFK. Not kind of just ping him, be like, yo, my pike's AFK, guys, careful, you can't really do this, maybe. Okay, so this is a bit of a weird spot. Your support is AFK, which is not your fault, but your team looks like they're about to fight this. Malzahar is rotating, the enemy Nami is rotating, which you probably saw, kind of. So here, what you want to do is either you just straight up rotate to this, or you go for the Jinx. Going for the Jinx here makes it so she can't rotate, making this a 2v2. If this is a 3v2, that's pretty bad for your team. You're pretty close to 6, but I don't think you can really afford to kill 3 minions here to level up. But you definitely either want to just engage on the Jinx here, try and keep her there, or just rotate through the tri-bush. Because now you're just way too late. Now this is like a 3v2. If they win it, that's great, but I definitely think that staying here for these minions is a mistake. You're already up quite a bit of XP because you had solo XP, so I would still walk here right now. I would not care about these minions. This is free kills. This is free kills for you. Look at the Nami. This would do it with so free. I would probably flash on this. Okay, you do flash on it. Oh my... Oh my lord. Let me check again what happened real quick. That deserves a replay deluxe. Oh, you used E. Oh no, that's a huge mistake. Definitely don't use E if you think your team's about to get into a fight. You need that E. The E actually makes the difference there. You probably get a double kill there if you didn't waste E on the minions here. Big mistake, big mistake. Don't use E there, your team's fighting right here. Huge waste. Because I was here like, why didn't you just EQ her? But yeah, you didn't have it. So don't use E, don't use W ideally before big fights. Huge tip, because you would have gotten this double kill. Probably. Or at least one. You would have at least gotten the Nami. Nami walking back in is crazy though. Okay, your pike is back. So just to sum that up, sorry, I like to be in depth, but just to sum that up, it's very worth often to give up some CS to rotate to a fight where you can get kills. Don't waste stuff if you think there is about to be a fight, and engaging on a champion to keep them out of the fight is also a pretty good strategy. You probably don't get 1v1 by Jinx there. Maybe the Nami would turn around and then your team can just 2v1 that one dude. Okay, you're resetting on a cloak. Cloak is one of the worst components from Collector. Ideally, what I like to do is get an early game pickaxe, and then if you would back here, you could get like 2 longswords, a longsword and boots, and then you don't sit there with a useless cloak. So ideally, I prefer pickaxe over Dirk early game. So your pike is back. I think this is fine, you're hard shoving this. Definitely need to use your ward though, you're sitting on 2 wards. When you're sitting on 2 wards, which you can see right here, there's a little 2, wards recharge, right? If you're not using one, you're not recharging it, so you're not really getting value from it. So even a bad ward, in my opinion, is a good ward when you're sitting on 2. Because you want to get the recharge ticking so you can get more value, more wards down. Never sit on 2 wards. Their Urgot hasn't warded once, somehow. That's crazy. Went 8 minutes without a ward. It kind of looks like you're going for like a little vision play here, which honestly I think is fine. I would probably even just walk up all the way to the edge here. Nami is still level 5. Your pike's weak, but it doesn't really matter. I would definitely try and just walk here at the edge and then go for the Nami, maybe get a favorable trade, short trade, and just walk away. This way you stood too far, so you couldn't really do anything. You could go for just an auto Q in there, and then just start walking away. That would have been some decent poke. You're walking up because your pike's going for a hook, that's pretty good. You for some reason struggle getting the passive dash. You shouldn't really struggle that much getting a passive dash off the pike Q, even though it's short. You want to be hovering with the mouse already when you see the pike casting the Q. This is a big problem with Samira. If you are just in this kind of weird range, you will often get a melee Q when you want a range Q. So you can either wait till they're further away and then go for a range Q, which doesn't really apply here because there's minions, or you can try and walk further up and then go for a melee Q. I think here I would have kept pathing forward and then go for a range Q instead. Now you kind of just queued nothing. So I would just auto tech, walk forward, auto tech Q, range Q, and then walk back, and that would have been a good trade. The problem is that they're walking out of the hitbox very often, if they're like on the edge. Okay, I mean you did use your ward. When I meant bad ward, I meant at least a ward that's not already warded. I would probably have put it just right here. But at least you used it. That's good. It's about to run out. It's not that bad of a ward. Here, your pike's going for a hook again. He missed. He's going for a hook again. He missed. Or he didn't miss, but he got bubbled. Always be ready to walk left or right when there's a Jinx W. Never start walking straight back, because that's just a free lineup. Okay, I definitely would have stayed in range. You're playing way too far back. It's also fine to take like a Jinx auto attack there to at least be in range to re-engage, because you probably can't follow up on this now because you're playing super far back. You know your pack was kind of hovering, so you had to be pretty much like right here. Then you could have followed up on this. Because this is a good pike, this is really good. Maybe you can still make it? I feel like you could have. For some reason you didn't right click. No flame, but this is gonna sound really rude, but do you know how Samira passive works? You can just right click, get a free dash into an EQ. I'm sure you know. So I'm sorry. But I feel like you could have made that and then you just EQ in here. This probably would have been a free kill. W. Okay, for some reason you didn't W that. Definitely W the Nami ult. It's huge value. It's good value. If a W is good value, just use it. Okay, good E. Okay, well honestly, deserve death. You didn't go for the dash when you could have. You didn't hover your pike when you could have. You probably could have gotten the double kill there or at least a Jinx. And then you didn't W the Nami ult, which was a pretty big difference because you lost a lot of health for it. Not sure what the reasoning was behind holding the W or not hovering the pike, but you definitely should have done that. Okay, you just went base and didn't buy anything. I think you could have at least bought boots. I don't know if that's 100% correct for Samira bot lane, but for mid lane I would have bought boots. Also, no potion seems really bad. At least buy one potion. Or refillable something. Okay, so you guys push this wave. Oh, this is kind of bad. It's pretty bad to leave the lane like this. Your wave is gonna kill the next wave off, and then they can just potentially freeze this, and you're not getting this wave. This wave will die completely to this. So you're pretty much giving up a wave here. I don't know, maybe you're going for a ward? Looks like you're going for a mid lane roam. Yeah, look, this wave set is really bad. Definitely pushes in first if you want to rotate. But I don't really know what you're rotating to, because your Malzahar is top. Your Malzahar was going for a roam on his own. Definitely would have just taken this wave now though, because now you didn't get either wave. Now you didn't get this wave, and you're not getting this wave. Okay, looks like you're walking away, but your pike is still looking for an engage. A little bit awkward. I don't know what this sound is. Okay, I mean, either you hover your pike there or you just go back bot, but I think the bot wave state is like so weird now that you probably should have just stayed mid there, take the farm, maybe try and go for the Aurelia. You definitely take this wave now though. I would ping my pike back here. We obviously see the Warwick now because we have the Fog of War turned off, but you kind of need to be like, okay, we don't know where the Warwick is. He could be mid lane. Okay, so because you went mid lane, your Gwen rotated towards bot lane, your Malzahar is staying top. I probably would have stayed mid lane here and just farmed the wave. Ideally, before doing anything in League of Legends, you want to shove or catch the waves. You didn't catch the last wave, you didn't catch the bot lane wave, and now you're also not catching this cannon wave. That's pretty bad. And this is an optimistic roam. They're pretty much under turret. They would have to really int hard for you to get a kill here. Which they might. I mean, I don't know, it's bronze 2. Maybe this is the strat in bronze 2, you just walk to every fight. But normally, in an actual decent game, these people would not walk into this Try Bush. Okay, he lands a hook. Pretty sure you could have gotten the passive proc off there again. You missed Q, I think. Okay. So again, you want to already be pre-hovering this, get the passive proc. Definitely would have tried an EQ'd in here. EQ in, and then you W whatever they throw you. You W the Nami ult, you W the Jinx ult, whatever. But you definitely EQ in here. I would not have W'd this. I probably still would have just EQ'd in here off this stun and hold W for the Nami ult. Yeah, I think that's a waste of a W. Yeah, because if you had W here... Okay, that's a pretty bad barrier. Don't barrier stuff if you're not at risk of dying. There was no point in burying that. Okay, you're going in. Your pike died. That was good, waiting for the flash. You got 2 kills, but I'm not gonna lie, you played that pretty poorly. Don't waste W on trivial stuff like Jinx W when you know there's a Nami ult coming out pretty soon. You wasted barrier, you didn't EQ in when I think you should have EQ'd in. You have to play more aggressively. There's a stun, EQ in. W Nami ult. That's already pretty much usually the lane one. It sounds simple, but it kinda is. Okay, you bought a collector and a cloak. I don't really like this. I think you at least need tier 1 boots. I would not have gone for a cloak here. I would have gone for boots, refillable, and then the full collector. Because move speed is really good. Like, all these people have boots, so if they're just gonna be out-kiting you. Like, yeah, you're playing off your pike, but you still need to, like, be fast as well on your own. One thing you should definitely look at, I feel like you're definitely not hovering potential engages enough. You want to be close enough to be able to follow up on every single pike Q that lands. Same with like Nautilus, Blitzcrank, whoever. Okay, so here we go again. Okay, your pike's going in. Okay, this is actually your first good hover. This is good. This is how you should be playing throughout the whole game. Your pike's going for an aggressive Q. You want to be hovering in case it lands. Does it land? Yup. Passive proc, EQ. I mean, it's fine. I would maybe have just held the W, but sometimes it's also fine to just do as much damage as possible before they like flash away or whatever. But they don't have some, so ideally I would have probably held it for the Nami ult, because I don't think they're ever running away. But nice, there you go. I mean, you followed up, you hovered, it's pretty good. Okay, so you guys pushed in bot after that, and then you don't really have a wave, so you can cover the turret, so you're trying to go for a mid lane run, which honestly I think is okay. They see you though, you're over wards. But the Warwick doesn't care because he's bronze too. Oh, yikes! Oh, no. Oh, the second want me to make him a video as well. Oh, oh, yikes. As soon as you think you can't get anything here, you want to just reset. You just gotta kill. You want to be able to catch this wave, ideally. Just reset. There's no point in walking around here. I'm not sure where you guys are going. You're going on a road trip. Yeah, you wasted like 20 seconds by just walking here and here and here. I would have backed just in this bush, out of vision right here. Maybe even just walk to the turret and back there. Because now you're missing all this. You probably would have got this anyway, but don't waste time. Okay, still no boots. Really don't like that. I definitely would have had boots here. I don't know how to see if you guys have feats or strength or not. I guess I can look at the boots. I think no one has won it yet. You probably could have sidestepped that. I think you're strong enough to a point where you could even look for 1v2s here. Samira with Collector, they have no exhaust. If they had exhaust, it would be different, but they don't have it. Okay, here again, your pike's going in, you want to be hovering. Nice. That was good enough, you were close enough. Follow tech into an EQ. You're definitely wasting W every single time. You know the Nami's gonna ult. As every time you EQ onto Jinx, the Nami's gonna ult every single time. And it's the same with Seraphine or like Renata. You can't really afford to use W as a stack builder there because you want to ideally just hold it for the Nami ult. It works out because the Jinx is turbo weak. Does it work out actually? I mean, it worked out in the sense where you did get 2 kills, but that definitely would have been just a straight up 2 for 0 if you just W the Nami ult. Still 2 kills though, it's good, but yeah, you can afford to just not W the Nami ult there. There's no reason to not hold it. You're already winning the 1v1, the Jinx was on like 40% health. Or the 2v2, I mean. Like you're not losing it unless you get stunned by Nami ult into a bubble, into a Jinx trap. This is fine, the Balynt is dead. Don't forget you can eat the turrets to get the attack speed bonus. Definitely would eat here. I don't think you realize you can eat the turrets. You can eat to the turret, get the attack speed bonus, and then take it faster. I would only not do it if you know that anyone could be near, but Warwick is dead, so there's no reason not to. Okay, you finally bought boots. Very late though. Tier 1 boots at 17 minutes is extremely late. The logic could be that you're not buying it because you have set up anyway, but I would still just get it, to be honest. Your team is fighting all the way over at bot side. You're mid. I would also catch this wave. You're never making it, they're here. So after taking that mid lane wave, you want to be walking towards your team here. This could be a potential fight. You want to be in fights here, Samira. The next objective is also Dragon. So you want to be able to get kills here, then rotate into Dragon. Stuff like that. This is good though, this is a good rotation. Maybe you could have gone passive proc here. I would honestly maybe even just flash for this. There's more worth in flashing for kills when you know you can turn into something, and here it would be Infernal Drake and your third dragon, so make sure this guy dies is pretty good. Okay, that was pretty interesting. Oh, yikes! Okay, let's run that back one time. So you can for sure get passive proc here again. I think you're maybe not hovering it correctly, but this is a passive proc angle for sure. And you would kill him here with Collector 100%. He wouldn't even get the ult off. So again, you're too late with the passive proc. That's kinda okay. That was crazy. The Pike caught the Urgot ult mid-air because someone hit the plant. Personally, I wouldn't go for this. I would just be trying to walk away here. You actually get really lucky here because he wastes his E. Now you for sure walk away. You definitely don't 1v1 this. This was a big mistake. You definitely, this is no way out. There's a turret here. You should have just walked away. I mean, they end up getting him, which is pretty good. Maybe they get a dragon for it, and it's like fine overall. But I think that fight would have gone very different if you were in time there to kill the Warwick before he ults. Oh my lord! Oh my god! So indirectly, because you didn't do your part optimally there, your mid laner died, you didn't get the dragon. Or I mean, you could still get it. You definitely try and contest it, I think. Your Sundown is fighting the Warwick. You definitely try and contest. I think it was fine. It's unlucky that you didn't get the dragon. I would have gone for a melee EQ here. It's more burst than a range EQ. I definitely wouldn't have done the range Q. I would have gone for an EQ here when it's slightly lower. Because if you EQ here, it's yours for sure. You have more burst than them guaranteed because it's just Aurelia Q that you're outbursting. Good W though. Try and always optimally position so you're hitting both targets. If the Aurelia is still here but the Nami is already walking down, you want to start pathing slightly down so you hit them both as much as possible. Oh my! Okay, I definitely wouldn't have flashed there. You get it, but not because of your flash. That was a weird flash. It would have been a decent flash if you had the red buff, the slow. But I feel like you guys are always getting that anyway. Definitely would not have wasted flash like that. Tier 2 is really good. Reset here because you can do more. Okay, you bought Infinity Edge into Noon Quiver. I guess you're building Lord Dominic's because you have a longsword as well. You should have gone anti-Lord Dominic's here, so the Noon Quiver buy is kind of a mistake. There's Warwick healing, Nami healing, and Aurelia healing, and that's quite a lot. That's enough for you to go anti-Lord Dominic's. Okay, I feel like you were kind of lost here. To begin with, it's fine that you're mid here. Your mid lane should be bot lane. You should probably ping him like, yo, go bot lane. Because you want to be mid. You definitely are not signing here for Aurelia, but someone still needs to protect this and catch this wave. And it probably should be either your Gwen or your Malzahar. But you probably should just ping the Malzahar to go there if you can. You're hovering the Akaton, which is fine. You could probably just go for this. You took a third shot. You just tried to W a third shot, I think. That doesn't work. I think you guys kind of gave up on this dive. You're walking around, the Warwick is flanking you guys. I definitely wouldn't walk here, this is already like off my screen. I wouldn't care about this anymore. I would like walk here to your pike. So if you walk right here, that's a mistake. Yeah, this is bad. I would have walked here for sure. Okay, you turn around, which is good. I'd gone the Urgot here, passive proc. Nice, that actually looks so cool. You passive proc to dodge the Warwick ult. That's so cool. You could honestly decide to just kill the Warwick here, but I think going for this is fine as well. Nice, good kill. Now you could walk back here. Now it's again in a reasonable spot where you could actually go for this. indirectly, if you had the flash here earlier that you didn't waste on the Jinx, this is a free double. You might still get this, but like not wasting the flash down here on that one Jinx would have been 3 kills here into Akaton. So that's why flash is so crucial. Maybe you get it anyway here because your Pike's here, but you guys don't. The Nami ins. You definitely could have weaved in the auto attack there to kill her at the end, but like I said, if you didn't waste that flash, free double kill there by just flashing into an Akaton. Really good objective. Oh, indirectly you actually also die because you didn't kill him there. I mean, your movement is not bad. You have the EQ here. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You can't really do much there. So the biggest lesson there is, don't waste flash. Flash is so good on Samira. It's also, you kind of want to put a price tag on flash. Like, is it worth flashing for a guy that's already died 5 times in a row? Because they've already died 5 times in a row, which means they're worth less gold. I would never flash for someone that's 0-5 or 0-6. Never. Unless I can turn it into an objective. And again, not to be rude or anything, but your scoreline looks really good here. It looks like you're doing amazing, but after everything we looked at, you've made a lot of mistakes. You could do way better here, and you would have been like super far ahead. You would have gone Akaton, Dragon. You'd have 3 dragons here, Akaton. You're also losing bounties because you're dying. So your scoreline is good. You definitely picked up kills, but you definitely threw a lot. Okay, this is fine. You're playing around your team that's looking for a pick. This turret is gone. You definitely need to ping your Malzahar to just go to the Aurelia though. The Aurelia took the entirety of bot lane, now she's pushing top lane. Even if you have Chet on, just be like, Malzahar, hold the Aurelia, we're losing our whole base. Or Gwen, anyone that's not the strongest player on the team. Like, you're the team fighting carry, you need to be in a team fight. But you can't also just afford to lose your whole base. I have no real comment about this is just their team is inting. I mean, this is a fine fight. The Jinx Nami just left. Really strange. You definitely do Dragon now or Akaton. Maybe Dragon into Akaton. Or Dragon into like Baron. I would ideally ping the Akaton here. You have 30 seconds on Warwick. This should be relatively free. Definitely would not walk mid. I don't know what we're doing mid here. Getting a tier 2? No. Okay, Petit left the game again. It's horrible. And like, it's not bad, the tier 2 is good, but Akaton is so good, guys. Like, this is a good objective. And because he DC'd, you want to get away from this turret fast after you get it. I would W this. Not sure we don't W that. You for sure ping your team back though. This is terrible. You don't go for this, bro. You're one player DC'd. Take this and leave. And you should be pinging your team to do that. Jinx ult could be coming out, Aurelia ult, you want to be hovering your low health target. Okay, now I think you're at a point where you're not getting away from this, you have to just commit to fighting here. You should build stacks of the Aurelia, maybe try and look for the backline double kill. Okay, you're trying to build stacks, that's good. Here I would walk up, melee auto into a W EQ into the backline. You have flash up, so you could flash like a Nami Q. So melee auto, W EQ. You already had 1 stack. You're already pretty close, so I would definitely go for these 2 here. Yeah, you should have went for the double kill there. You waited too long with the lineup. And now you're just in a bad spot. You almost got 1. Could have killed 2 there. Maybe more. This is kind of what it looked like. I would have played like this. I would have walked slightly here. The raid is chasing you down. She's walking this way. Or chasing the other route down, whatever. I would walk slightly to line it up a little bit better. So I would walk a little bit down and into the Aurelia. And then just go for a melee auto attack into a WEQ. Auto attack on whoever. Probably like the Nami or Jinx into an R. Jinx didn't have flash. Nami did have flash. You still had your flash up. You could like maybe chase someone if they flash away. And maybe, honestly, you're pretty strong. You have 3 items, Collector or Dominic's IE. Maybe you kill like 3 to 4. Maybe you kill everyone. Maybe. Couldn't have gotten at least 2, and then maybe they can't take as much from killing you guys. Yeah, lining up that Aurelia EQ into the backline was pretty important, and you kinda didn't do it. So yeah, just want to show you what I would have done there. Just in case that was too complicated, just line it up by walking towards the Aurelia, auto attack, W, EQ, W, auto attack. Ult. But indirectly, losing this Baron wouldn't be as bad if you guys at least would have gone the Arcaton, because now you might lose both when you could have gone this instead of the tier 2. If you go for the Arcaton, you wouldn't even be here to int, to be honest. You do Baron. Yeah, you end up losing both. Like me personally, I would have gone this for sure. They wouldn't be able to get this. Your farm is also extremely low, which is not completely your fault, because your Mazhar did not go to the side in a single time. But that's why you want to ping your Mazhar away from mid. You should be farming mid to late game. And those missed waves earlier as well into the game would have gotten you a lot more farm. 120 farm at 30 minutes is extremely low. Extremely low. I would be flamed here in my elo. You'd be like, what the hell are Samira's 100 CS at 30 minutes? Report. Okay, you wasted W there. I wouldn't even be looking for a fight here to begin with. Your Malzahar is top, your Zinzao is over here doing grab. Would not be walking up here. You wasted W. I feel like you kind of baited your bike to go in. Like, I would either be pinging this guy to come here and this guy to come here, or ping my team to walk away. Either way, you have to do something. You don't just fight this 3v3. Like I said earlier in the video as well, Warwick is the biggest threat. This is not really the guy you want to get in range with. I'm surprised the Warwick didn't ult you there. You should be dead. You should respect this. You should literally be over here. You can't get in range of Warwick ult. And you're dead. Huge misposition. And you lived, but your team kinda died because of you. You kinda baited them to go for that. I wouldn't even be walking up there. I would legit, if my Malzahar is here, my Zinzao is here, I would be sitting right here. Definitely not here in the mid lane. That probably loses you guys the game. You end up dying for it as well. And that's pretty much the game. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. Quick little summary that I think he did mostly wrong. Should have got more waves. You kind of gave up 3 waves for free at one point. Should hover your carries more if they can set you up with an engage. You waste a lot of barriers. You could have held on to them way more. Sometimes you have wasted flash. And you really need to focus on what you're Wing. Very often you're holding W for big things like Nami ult. If you can't get a lot of W value or you don't need to W anything, sure, go for a combo, go for extra damage. But in spots where your first is Nami, or like really big game-changing ults like Ashe ult, Renata ult, you have to W those. And for sure, really focus on the passive procs. You're kind of too late with all the passive procs, and it for sure would have made a difference many times. Thank you though, thank you for letting me review your gameplay, thank you all for watching. I hope it was informative, I hope I wasn't too mean, I'm not trying to be mean. So yeah, thank you for watching, hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.